Hi guys, welcome to r/nuclear revenge. Today's story will be Karma's a bitch, but revenge is a bigger bitch. Now, the names are changed for privacy reasons, so let's begin. Me Dick, friends, now XN, friend Boss, old Boss James, my brother Pops, my dad. So a little backstory. I've known Anne for a long time, 6th grade to now. We've been friends for most of the time, and we are those friends who tend to flirt with each other for fun, but it never goes past that. But boy, do I wish some days. Now, we lost contact when I moved my sophomore year of high school. A few months ago, I bumped into her in a local big box store. We talked for a bit and we swapped numbers so we could hang out. A few days later, I found out that she was dating this guy who I'll call Dick because he's a fucking dick. Plain and simple. So Dick and my brother would be together. Dick starts telling my brother how he's sleeping with this girl and he's basically using her for a place to stay for a few days until he gets his own place. While he decides to shop with my brother some pictures of her at work, my brother knew who it was right away, and Dick forwarded him the pics, to which he did. My brother sent me the pics and I turned around and walked to Anne and told her to come over for a bit. We needed to talk. It was important. About 45 minutes later, Anne goes to my house. She sees me looking pissed and asked what happened. I show her the pics and tell her Dick works with my brother and sent them to him while bragging that he was using you for a place to live. Quick side note, Anne is a spitfire when you cross her. So she gets pissed and calls Dick and bitches him out for 45 minutes. Dick fails to realize that the store he works at has a super high def camera facing the counters because it had been robbed 8 to 9 times. So I call the boss. She's still the boss there. I just don't work there anymore. And tell her Dick is showing pictures that were NSFW to employees and possibly customers as well. Boss pulls the camera footage from the time in question and can clearly see said pictures on his phone along as him watching porn during his shifts. So he gets a 3-week suspension and a massive write, and now he's got 1 foot out the door and about to be 2. The state has also been investigating the $300 in missing scratch tickets, so they came down on him as well for unlawful distributive of porn. Now for the revenge part of this. Anne told him they were done after a few days of her thinking on what to do about him. He didn't take it too kindly to that and started threatening her. My dad is the owner of a local transportation business. They do cabs, limos, etc. While I call him and tell him that Dick is going after Anne. Now most of the employees at the station have met Anne and they all love her, and Dad planned on offering her a job anyhow. Well, Dick called to get a cab to Anne's apartment like he did every weekend. Well, I took the cab and got Dick and told him I had to swing by the gas station because I left my phone there. When we pull up and I walk in and I tell, and he's in the cab. Dad comes out in the back and sees him in the cab. He goes into his computer and uses the remote for the cab and shuts it down. So I go to tell him the cab had a malfunction and he needs to wait inside for a few minutes while we fix it. Dick goes inside, sees Anne sitting down at the desk with a dozen roses there and a card that says I love you. I bought them for my grandma because she was almost back from a month and a half trip to South America. Dick flipped out and lunged at Anne. Big mistake, as Dad is about 6'6", 315 pounds of muscle. Dick grabbed Anne by the neck, and before he could know what happened, Dad and his ass on the floor and pinned him down on the floor. The other driver we call the Godfather because he has a Bronx accident, picks Dick up, pulls him to the side and tied him around the pole by the building. Now this pole is right next to the sprinkler system for the lawn. I turned it on full blast and Dick left Dick there until the cops came to get him. Now 95% of the cops knew my family, as this is rather a small town and we get along great. This footage of him being tied to the pole mysteriously disappeared from the evidence lockers after that night. He was released on bond and he had to go to court, so he called the cab company to get a ride to the courthouse because it's a thunderstorm and he doesn't want to walk outside 8 miles. Big mistake. The driver drove extra careful because the roads were flooded by 4 inches of rain and visibly was low due to fog. Dick was 45 minutes late to his hearing and held in contempt of court, plus got charged with assault, trespassing, and possessions because he had some coke on him. The judge threw the book at him 10 years, but would be reduced to 5 if he told who his dealer was. Dick tried to blame me, but I didn't go over well, so he came clean and got 5 years. And Dick was put to a cell with a guy what is known for beating the shit out of guys who abuse women and children. From what I heard, my buddies who's a guard, Dick spent the first 2 weeks on his 5 years in the hospital because he got knocked the shit out by him. And he's the yard bitch, meaning he gets the worst jobs, and anytime it's a 2-man job, he gets pinned on it by himself. Word travels fast, and poor Dick found out just how bad it could be. Okay, so that wraps it up for r/nuclear revenge. Hope I see you tomorrow or next Friday. Bye.